Hello, fellow Pioneer Valley homeowners. My name is Sarah Maney, if you don't already know. I'm a local expert real estate agent in Pioneer Valley with Trademark Real Estate. And in today's video, I want to give you all of the tips and tricks that I have picked up along the way on what you can do to boost the value of your home before listing. So, stay tuned. I'm going to give you 10 expert tips on tangible things that you can do to boost the value of your home. And please stay till the end of the video because I actually have an announcement about a special event that's going to be happening a little bit later in this spring. And I really don't want you to miss it, a local Amherst event. Now, before we get started, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification button down below so that you do not miss any of my updates on all the things that you should know about buying and selling real estate in the Pioneer Valley in Western Massachusetts. All right, let's get going. The first one shouldn't come as a surprise to any of you, and I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times. That's right, curb appeal, okay? First impressions matter so much. When potential buyers drive up or even do a drive-by past your house, they're going to decide right then and there whether they want to leave and just move on or whether they want to step through those doors and look a little more closely. They should be impressed from the get-go. So, some things that we can do to boost curb appeal is invest a little bit of time and energy into cleaning up the front yard, especially front walkways. Depending on what time of the year it is, we're going to want to make sure walkways are free and clear of any ice, snow, leaves, sticks, debris. We're also going to want to trim back bushes and make sure that if there's any front garden areas that there's some fresh mulch down so that it really just gives everything a pop and that people feel like attracted to the area, like they are being drawn in a little more. We want to have a positive and inviting tone. Folks, the idea here is to get people to say, yeah, I could see myself coming home to this every day, okay? Step number 2, once folks enter into the home, we want to keep that feeling going. We want to keep the feeling of folks being able to imagine themselves in this space as their own home. Okay, so that means definitely doing some decluttering and even depersonalizing of the space, especially if you're going to be doing an open house with a lot of folks coming through at once. You want to make sure there's no clutter for obvious safety and logistical reasons, right? You don't want folks tripping over, let's say, your kids' toys that have been left out or your grandchildren's toys. And you certainly don't want folks to be touching your coats and things that may be hanging inside closet doors, stuff like that. So we're going to try and take all of the extra stuff and put it somewhere, whether that be a closet in the basement or somewhere stored neatly in the garage where it's out of the way. And we're also going to want to depersonalize the space. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a perfectly awesome house, but it is so covered top to bottom with personal family photos and photos of the current seller on trips across the world and, you know, really unique eclectic pieces of art and so on and so forth. And what happens is the buyers come in, they often appreciate that decor, but they're distracted by it. They're like, oh wow, that's a really cool painting, and oh my gosh, look at, they went to Spain, and they're not spending their precious 15 minutes there thinking about, is this the right home for me? So later on, they kind of forget. They don't even remember the layout, but they do remember that Picasso painting you had in the front entryway. Number 3, we want to address minor repairs, okay? When folks are coming in, they're going to be turning faucets on and off. They're going to be opening and closing doors. We want to make sure little things like leaky faucets, jiggly doorknobs, holes in the drywall, all of those things get repaired. Again, folks are going to be coming through. They're going to be spending about 15-20 minutes there. We want to make sure that their impression of the home stays positive and that they don't get worried about, gee, if this stuff isn't fixed now before showings, what is going to come up in home inspection? We don't want those thoughts to be crossing their minds at all. So the main touch points, doorknobs, faucets, cabinet pulls, things that people are definitely going to touch first and often during their quick 15-minute to your house. We want to make sure those things are clean and that they're functional and solid. Number 4, consider modernizing and upgrade. While we're on the topic of things like faucets and cabinet pulls and doorknobs, take a look at yours. Are they dented? Are they scuffed? These are kind of cheap, somewhat inexpensive things that can be easily updated, just swapped out. If you're handy, you can even do them yourselves or hire a handy person that you may know who could bang that all out in an afternoon. Just giving things a fresh, modern look, again, so that folks feel like this is new, this is not going to be something that I'm going to have to worry about having to repair when I move in. Or, you know, it's not indicative of that maybe the current owner is not really taking care of things, and maybe that means more will come up during home inspection. We want to give them the impression that this home is cared for, that it's regularly updated and maintained, and that it's a place that they're going to be able to just move right into and start living their lives. Number 5, let's talk about energy efficiency. If there's anything that you can do to improve the energy efficiency of your home, for example, replacing old windows or putting in an insulated exterior door to replace that really old solid wood door, these are things that I would highly recommend doing, especially for older houses. Now I know these things can cost a little bit more money than those minor repairs, but having a home with lower heating bills and lower electricity bills, these are things that buyers are asking about often. They're often even asking, what is the yearly utility costs? Can I see past bills for this last winter? And sometimes the numbers that are going to be on those papers are a make it or break it. And if those numbers are low, that looks awesome for the house, and it is absolutely going to boost the value of your house. It's going to make people feel a lot better about making even higher offers and paying more for that house, because that's not going to be money that they're throwing down the drain later on to heat it in the winter. Number 6, highlight and showcase the multi-purpose areas. A lot of us have rooms in our house that maybe are a bonus room, or perhaps there's an entryway or an awning that's somewhat large. Areas where you can really be creative with them. We want to highlight the versatility of those rooms. If you have a spare room that can serve as a home office or as a guest bedroom or as a creative space, buyers love to see the potential of those multi-purpose areas. So putting in a table or a chair, again, making sure they're decluttered and depersonalized so that folks can imagine into what those rooms could be for them in their lives and their families. Number 7, consider hiring a professional stager, especially if you are moving or in the process of a move, or if your personal decor is very personalized. Even if it's a really cool aesthetic and a really cool vibe that you have going on, remember, we want to make it depersonalized so that folks who may have a different type of style can easily envision themselves in the space and are not being distracted. Professional stagers are experts at this. They know exactly what kind of furniture to pick for different rooms to highlight the versatility of bonus rooms, to create an inviting and positive first impression. And they also know how to arrange that furniture to create good flow for folks so that there's no areas that feel clunky or sort of like, what is this corner? What do we do with this? We want people to feel like no negativity during their visit to your house. Number 8, highlighting neighborhood amenities. Okay, we've talked a lot about curb appeal and what it looks like on the outside of your house, and we've talked a lot about folks' experience while they're in your house and making sure to construct a positive experience in every way possible. Let's talk about highlighting area amenities. If your house is near a bike path or near a bus stop, transportation, those types of things, that's a huge bonus. Near major highways, yet set back, these are going to be things that you want to make sure that your realtor is thinking about and highlighting in the listing, and also something that they are talking to folks about as they come to visit the home. Number 9, we have quality listing photos. This is one that is a non-negotiable, okay? Even if you can't do all the other things, if you don't have quality listing photos, no one is even going to bother doing a drive-by. So get professional photos done, either by a professional photographer or a realtor who has professional photography equipment, which, by the way, I do, and a photography editing system, okay? We don't want to edit it to look like it's something that it's not, okay? We want to make sure that we're realistic and that when folks show up, they don't feel deceived. Again, remember, we want folks to have a positive experience when they come. We don't want them to show up feeling tricked right off the bat. However, having the right kind of camera equipment with the correct types of lenses can make sure that you're capturing as much of the room as possible within each frame. And we want to make sure that everything is crisp and that everything is level and even, and we want to make sure that those photographs are taken in such a way that when folks are looking at them, they feel like they're in the space. And finally, number 10, you should absolutely 100% be consulting with your local realtor if you're thinking about listing your home, because your local real estate expert will be able to come to your house and go through this list of 10 things. There's even more things that can be considered as well, depending on your specific situation. And your local realtor is going to be able to advise you on exactly what those things should be, so that you're not spending any more time or money than you need to, and that you're putting it all in the right places strategically to boost the value of your home the most before listing. So now, I would like to remind you again to, if you haven't already, like and subscribe and hit the notification button below. This video is not over yet because, like I told you in the very beginning, I do have a special announcement, okay? See me at the Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce. I will be having an entire window space there where you can come and check out all of my information. You can come watch my videos, pick up my business card, and I will also be trying to be there as often as possible during the month of May for walk-in consults, as well as scheduling a virtual consult if that's something that you would prefer to do. So there you have it, my friends, the 10 essential tips to boost the value of your home before listing it for sale. Thank you again for considering me. Congratulations for taking the first step. Talk to you soon.